Massive censorship may be coming. Oh my goodness. So I think we're all aware of what happened to Jimmy Kimmel and his show being taken off the air. Very much a violation of his First Amendment. In addition of them trying to coerce him to do an apology, then to do a donation to Charlie Kirk, and then another donation to TPUSA.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
That's what they try to do. Now, mind you, this should be concerning to everyone. Every red-blooded American should be concerned by this because this will affect, I'm telling you, this will affect everyone, no matter who you are. I know you may think you're a conservative right now. I know you may think you're Republican and you're happy and you're excited and you're going, nah, boo-boo. I know that's what you're thinking right now. But best believe, we've seen how quick Trump can change. He moves like a leaf in the wind. We saw not too long ago where he called his ardent supporters how he doesn't need them anymore when they start calling him out on the F side, okay? How he'll completely throw you away. He'll cast you aside. We saw this with his last administration, how he would just throw people under the bus. He does not care. So I understand you may think it's fun right now, but when that reticle comes to you, and it will come to you unless you are completely a bootlicker and just want to be a puppet of the administration. If that's what you want to be, then by all means, go ahead. But if you have an ounce of integrity, that reticle is going to be on you eventually.
He's out of line, but he's right.
And the reason why I say that is because you had the FCC chairman who's actually was called out on Fox News because what they are trying to do is that they are trying to usher in fascism under the guise of public interest. Now, as the host said on Fox News, is that, hey, what does that mean exactly, right? Like public interest, that gives you leeway, to say anything. Like, how do you define public interest? And I want you to notice he doesn't answer the question.
I want to ask you about this public interest doctrine that you want to reinvigorate. I did a little bit of research, Commissioner, and it does give you, and it gives the FCC, a great amount of flexibility and leeway to decide what serves the public interest. What are you using to analyze whether or not a licensed broadcaster is serving the public interest?
Here's how it's supposed to work.
What? This man deflects and starts talking about, well, how it's supposed to work. What you mean how it's supposed to work? That's like me going to a car dealership and asking the salesman, hey, does this car run well? And then the car salesman responds, well, how the car is supposed to run, it's supposed to, when you push your foot on the gas, it's supposed to go vroom. Like, what are we, what are we talking about how it's supposed to run? Okay? And he tries to put the blame on the local networks. Well, how it's supposed to work is the local networks, if they don't view that it's in public interest, that, the big networks aren't supposed to have tyranny.
Here's how it's supposed to work. The national programmers, Disney, come up with all the programming they want. They're not licensed by the FCC. They have no public interest obligation. They can create whatever they want, however good or bad. But then when they hand that content over, that programming over to local TV stations, it's on the local TV station to decide whether they think that programming is in the public interest. Now,
Beta!
And this is all that they've been trying to do. This man, even when called out about this being in Project 2025, he put the Jack Nicklaus meme of, yes, that's right. And this is what people were telling everyone during the election season. It's like, hey, y'all need to look at Project 2025 because this is their game plan. And I would argue that could have probably been marketed better. That probably could have been delivered to the public better. So it was easier to digest for them, aside from saying Project 2025. Because it makes it easy for Trump to say, I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about it. I think there's some good ideas and there's some bad ideas. I don't know. And then he goes and hires a good chunk of the writers from Project 2025. Because this is what they're planning to do, okay? They're trying to do this as, oh, well, this is big tech censorship, and that's what we want to eliminate. We want to do that via public interest. And I want you to understand what they mean by public interest. We just got an example of what they mean by public interest with Jimmy Kimmel, okay? Because he even threatens and talks about The View. because he says, hey, well, we need to take a look at The View and other late night shows, and see if they're bona fide news networks. Because if they qualify as a news networks, that means they don't have to have, as far as, there's a certain requirement where you have to have fair time for, Republican and Democrat. Now, if they don't fall under that, that means they fall under this FCC rules. That means the FCC can say, hey, we're going to revoke your license if you don't do this.
Damn.
But what you really need to be concerned about is not even the FCC guy, bruh. This is nothing compared to the President of the United States. You had Trump, who was asked about the female protesters. Because y'all remember how he was at dinner and they were protesting him. I think it was about Palestine or whatever. They were protesting him. They didn't do any violent acts. They just holding their signs and protesting. They were told to leave. He was asked about that. And Trump said they should go to jail because he viewed them as a threat.
Mr. President, you said earlier this week that the women who yelled at you, who were protesting when you were at Joe's Stone Crab, should be in jail. Do you actually think that that is an offense that deserves jail time?
I don't know how they got in there, but certainly I thought it was very inappropriate. And they said things that were and it was a question of when you take a look at the way they acted, the way they behaved. Yeah, I think they were a threat.
Bruh, this is why I'm talking about why language is so important, bruh. This is why you cannot be allowing these people to just throw words around. Because once you label a nonviolent protester as a threat, he said he saw them as a threat, they should be in jail. Okay? I want you to think about that. Now, I want you to also take that into account as that him being a tag team partner with the FCC. They have a right to revoke the license of these networks, and they can. Let me paint a picture for you. You guys, for those of you who don't know, when it comes to FCC, he may be the chairman, but there's 5 people on the board. From my understanding, there's only 3 right now. 2 of them are Republicans. 1 is Democrat. And I know what you're thinking. Well, as long as 1 is Democrat, what are we talking about? Listen, in order for them to revoke a license, that Democrat is already ruled out. We see this when it comes to the Supreme Court. You have a majority ruling. So very much they can deem, hey, this is not of interest of public interest. Trump can deem it a threat. And now you take off networks. Now you take off shows, show by show. The View, Seth, all these people, because Trump, as he said before, hey, this isn't right. This isn't fair. They shouldn't be allowed to criticize me. That's what he believes. He believes that the network should be praising him. That's what you have to understand. His ego is insane, bruh. This is, as I've said before, we started to move into light dictatorship into hard dictatorship, okay? That's what we're starting to move into, pause. But you need to take this seriously because this will affect everyone. This affects all American people. And I want you to think of a scenario of someone making a joke about Trump's small hands, right? And then Trump, now you're done. You're off the air. You're gone, fired, whatever it is. Because now Trump views that as a threat. And he views it as a threat because, if you say that I have small hands, that means I won't be able to reach the red button. And if I can't reach the red button, that means I can't protect the United States. So now we have our enemies who believe I have small hands and now we're at danger, okay? The attack that just happened is because this person said that I had small hands, okay? If they had said that my hands were huge, okay? If they said it was huge, maybe we wouldn't have gotten attacked, okay? But this person's a definite threat and they should be taken off the air.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Now, I know what y'all thinking. Lucas, come on. No, nobody is that petty. Nobody is that petty. Have y'all not seen Donald Trump and what he's been doing and saying for the last for the last freaking decade? What are we talking about? 100%. And the only thing that stopped this country from falling apart was that he didn't have yes men in 2016. He has yes men in 2025, fam. This is something that I've been telling y'all that you guys need to click. Like, before people were like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm stepping down. This is foolishness. I'm going to write a book and be like, yeah, this is foolishness. Now you have people who have nothing to lose. The BP, he has nothing to lose. This man doesn't have any political record. This man doesn't have any political record. The only reason people know him is because of a book he wrote. Trump didn't even want to bring him aboard. Trump even then said, hey, I don't even see him being the nominee.
Do you view Vice President J.D. Vance as your successor, the Republican nominee in 2028?
No, but he's very capable.
So J.D. Vance is eager. He is hungry to prove himself with Trump. hungry. Next person, you look at Hegseth, you look at Kash Patel, completely unqualified for their positions. Completely unqualified for the positions. Everything that they think DEI is, that is what his cabinet is. And I'm not gonna lie, you gotta give credit where credit's due, okay? Can't hate the player, you gotta hate the game. Because that is genius. That is Machiavellian to put people in positions of power that they have nothing to fall back on. They have nothing to fall back on. That means they will give you their absolute loyalty. Their absolute loyalty. Because they have nowhere else to go. Damn. Hegseth isn't going back to Fox News. Kash Patel, what is he going to go back to? Podcasting? Huh? VP Vance, what is he going to go back to? The Senate? Huh? What are we talking about? They have nowhere else to go. And if they have an ounce of wanting to climb higher and wanting to climb the ladder, they will do anything in their power to make sure that the king is happy. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not you believe. Look at you just fear-mongering, okay? Trump cares about me. He loves me. He's a God-fearing man. Or if you don't believe, I don't know what to tell. I guess we have to learn the hard way? Do we have to learn the hard way in this country? Y'all can't see what's going on? I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Thursday through Saturday, Disagreement Day. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
Yeah, I think they were a threat.